the video for today is gambling and the disappearance of the American dream. Super positive title for the video. I wanted to kind of pull back and not talk about gambling quite yet, but talk about wealth disparity and inequality in the United States. Many economists have deemed that we are in a second Gilded Age, the Gilded Age being the time in America where the railroaders and the mining company owners, the oil barons started aggregating their wealth. And going back again, 250th anniversary of our country, going back all the way to colonial America was the best time for wealth inequality in the United States. Statistically, globally, is the best representation of small/non-existent wealth inequality. So we're going to be referencing some notes from my journal here. So we've been hearing this dialogue for years, right? The Bernie Sanders, the billionaires, you got the billionaires, and totally valid, right? Like he, for the same reasons that Trump is very popular, is why Bernie was popular. Wealth inequality is worse now in the United States than it has ever been. During the COVID-19 pandemic that year, so 2020, wealth among the top 10% increased by 70%, while the rest of us saw a loss in the value of our money. So currently, the top 1% in the United States controls 30% of the country's wealth. It's $43 trillion collectively. The top 10% of earners hold 67% of wealth. So you can let that sink in. Let that sink in meme insert here. There's been a lot of dialogue around inflation the last few years. So I wanted to get some context. So if you were to be making $100,000 in 2019, you would need to be making $132,600 now to have the same buying power that your $100,000 gave you currently. That's a almost 33% increase over the course of 6-7 years. From 2008 to 2026, if you made $100K in January of 2008, if you made $100K in January of 2008, the money that you would need to be making now to have that same buying power is $158,000. So just the short period of since COVID, we've seen a drastic increase, or rather decrease, in our buying power, what our money gets us. The average American, their wages don't keep up with CPI and inflation. They keep up with whatever the giant corporation that they work for wants to increase, or rather not increase their wages. My wife this week got a 2.6% raise, which sounds awesome. It was less than 50 cents. She has a biology degree. She's incredibly educated. She's incredibly intelligent. And her raise was, 50 cents. That's $1,000 over the course of a year. what the fuck am I going to do with $1,000 over the course of a year? That's like a slap in the face. Please just keep it. And I'll go fuck myself somewhere else. So I wanted to preface gambling with wealth disparity and wealth inequality, because the further that financial objectives, personal financial objectives, like owning a home, like having a solid retirement account, like being able to afford just small trips every now and then, these things feel like they're being pulled further and further away from us. And what most people do, particularly young men in my kind of age demographic, that 18 to 35 year old, they start grasping at straws. They look for ways to make money faster. They invest in cryptocurrency. They take more risks. They do sports gambling. They hop on a prediction market. These things, and again, since COVID, maybe even the last 4 years, I would say, the increase in gambling advertisements, partnerships with the sports brands that you follow, whether it be the NBA or the MLB. The Dodgers wear a Kalshi logo on their shirts. The NBA has a partnership with DraftKings. There's just, it's so inundated and in our faces. I play a mobile game on my phone that every ad that I get during the mobile game is Prediction Market or FanDuel or DraftKings. You look at Drake has a multi-million-dollar deal with Stake, online illegal gambling platform. We have all of these people. People trust now more than ever the YouTubers they watch and the content creators that they watch, more so than the news, more so than Congress, more so than our president. And so when someone that you respect and truly respect is taking money from something that's going to harm you, like legitimately, financially cause you harm. These things are designed for you to lose and for the company, the billion-dollar company, to make money. And we don't have a lot of money. And so the $20 that you throw in your FanDuel account or your Kalshi account or the fact that I can't even name some of these accounts, the money that you put in your sleeper account, the money that you put in your DraftKings pick six, fucking shove it up your ass, lose some money. It's all so predatory. And the reason why they're so big and they're so successful is because we don't feel like we have the fucking capacity, the ability as young men particularly, to reach these financial goals. The boomers own all the houses, and if it's not the boomers, it's the fucking private equity companies. The proliferation of gambling, prediction markets, the pick six, like pick up to 6 things and make 1,000x your money, whatever. The reason that these are proliferating so much is because we don't feel like we have the financial agency to achieve the goals that our parents once were able to achieve and our parents' parents were once able to achieve. Our parents were able to achieve these financial goals through the 2008, 2009 financial crisis. Like that's mind-boggling to me. That's something wrong happened in the economy, and a lot of bad things came from that. We bailed out banks that didn't need to. People didn't face charges like they should have. But even in spite of it all, there were government programs that started working for the people and giving them the ability to purchase homes. And now, some cities in America are 30, 40, 50% owned by private equity companies. And if you want to buy a house, well, congratulations, they own most of them. And now the price is $40,000 higher than it was, or $50,000 higher than it was. And the new build homes are built like shit. But hey, get fucked. You can't afford one anyway. The median home price in America currently is $400,000 to $440,000. States like California, we're looking at $850,000. The average in the South is only $370,000. Colorado, $560,000. Where I live in Utah currently, almost $550,000. You're gonna fucking lose it. I hate that I looked this up. I just looked up what the median home price was in 2000, the year 2000. U.S. average median home price in 2000 was between $120,000 and $168,000, and I'm rounding both of those numbers up. Median new home sales were $167,500. Currently, they're $403,200. All median homes were $119,600. Now they are $435,000. Someone who has average expenses, these financial targets are so just out of whack and unattainable and unreachable. And it's discouraging. And that's the other thing is we are all players in this financial system that capitalism is supposed to work for everyone. But more and more so, the system is being geared to work for the wealthy, and the rest of us get fucked and get caught holding the bag. I don't really, unfortunately, have a lot of exciting, positive things to say in this video, other than we need to just keep fighting, keep talking, and people your age or your grandma's age, when your parents, when your grandma, when they reach out to you and say, hey, why haven't you guys started working on purchasing a home? Why aren't you guys starting your family yet? I'm 30. I thought I'd have kids between a few years ago and in the next couple years. I don't know how realistic that is because of the very real financial burden that those things bring to me. And I fortunately come from a position of privilege where I can say I don't want to undertake that right now. And that is a very, very high privilege that not a lot of people get to live in. You have a kid and, well, fuck, you're stuck with it. You know, I'm a product of that. The last thing I wanted to do was an affordability calculator. According to a banking app that I use, I can afford, with my income and my wife's income, which is maybe under, maybe overshooting, but around $125,000, I can afford a $333,000 home. I can't even afford the median. So that 2000 median home price was what, let's call it 125. How much money did I need to make to afford that? It's going to be like $40,000. If I made 40 grand in 2000, I couldn't afford a $226,000 home, and that's at today's interest rates. So obviously a little bit of variability there. So super awesome, exciting, not depressing video. Thank God for the caution content creator journal here. We've got make every day a masterpiece. Shout out the fucking minions, bro. Shout out fucking Bob and this is Minions and Monsters branded. So we got this little feller here. We got these guys on the back. I don't even remember their names. Movie's goated though, by the way. We've got the Blob from the movie. And show me that smile, baby. Yeah, shout out the fucking minions. Please don't use sports betting apps or gambling apps. I know way too many people. I have way too many clients that are just legitimately addicted to these things. And they're harmful. And you hear a success story every now and then. I think the most money I've ever won in a sports bet was like $480, and it was a super long shot bet. I think I bet like $20. It's just so, but if you were to look at your profit and loss statement, which is probably buried within these apps because they don't want you to see them, most people are break even. Most people are losing money more than they realize. And for those of us that don't have the money to be doing that, and I'm not trying to be like a fucking dad and be like, oh, you should, rather than putting that money into Kalshi, you should buy Apple stock. Like, get fucked. Yeah, shout out the fucking Sunshine Happy Flower Pillow too. Fuck you. I'll never take money from a gambling website or something that's pretending to not be so it doesn't get regulated. I will never take money from something that I don't believe in. I will definitely never take money from something that I think is going to harm you. And, I guess the one positive thing that I'll say is I think there are a lot of people that are aware of this and they might not speak up enough, and legislation is so slow. Kalshi is a Polymarket. Kalshi, these things it's gambling, and they are offing themselves as, not offing themselves, but portraying themselves as financial instruments or marketplaces for financial instruments. It's gambling. And guess what? There's fucking insider trading on them. So why aren't we going after the insider trading? And why? Ooh, you got me fucked up talking about this stuff. I think it's predatory. I think very valuable thing that we used to be able to achieve through hard work. It feels so distant. I know I'm going to be a great dad. I want to have kids. I do not know when that is possible for me. I do not know. I enjoy renting. I truly do. I have a very nice apartment. I pay too much money for it, but I spend most of my time here. I don't go out. I don't drink. I don't really have much debt. This is my space, and I love my space. Shout out my space. We lack a lot of agency. These things that are like checkpoints in the success of a person's life. Having a kid, sending them off to college, financially supporting them through that if you so choose to. I was very grateful to have that privilege. Creating a retirement and a retirement plan and having, some money tucked away. A lot of us, I know a lot of people that don't put money towards those things because they think that they're going to have to work to get forever. And while it is true that they will have to work forever, and sure, maybe you should put the money into the stock market or Apple or whatever the fuck instead of buying your 8th Chipotle bowl of the month. Totally valid. But god damn, is it fucking discouraging. These things are legitimate. I said this earlier, are legitimately pillars in the U.S. economy that define people's success, or traditionally have defined people's success. I love renting. I love my space. I would love to own property. Now, I move a lot, and I may be moving again in the near future. Is it an intelligent idea to purchase a home? Maybe, maybe not. But I can afford 3/5 of the home in the median home that I live in, and that's stretching my money to the maximum. And what's the fucking point if you're going to be house poor? Anyways, I think rant done. Shout out Minions, shout out Monsters, not Monster energy drink, but rather the monsters of the Minions and Monsters movie. I'm going to go edit this. Thank you for listening to me scream and act like a fucking dipshit. If anything, please share this video with someone that you think it would resonate with. Please help my content reach more eyeballs, reach more of your friends, reach more of your families, and we'll be fucking Elon Musk rocket ship to the moon in no fucking time. So, what else? You gotta love this one. We're talking wealth inequality, baby. When I was a kid, here's maybe something I'll end on. I said I was gonna end on something positive earlier, and I've talked for 10 more minutes. When I was a kid, it was not selfishly, not in a hollow way, but it was I feel like a legitimate dream of mine and a lot of people that I grew up with to be a millionaire. Being a millionaire now, albeit a lot of money, isn't even like scratching the surface. You know the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire? $999 million. You know how much fucking money that is? That's so unnecessary. Why does anyone need that much money? I don't give a fuck if you're Jay-Z or you're Taylor Swift or you're fucking Dolly Parton or Elon Musk or fucking Larry Summers or get fucking fucked. No one, the Gateses, shout out Melinda for divorcing that fucking pedophile. No one needs that much money. That's like, it's literally an unfathomable amount of money. If you were to visualize $1 million and visualize $1 billion, you would be unable to. Like, you think $1 million and you think of the two guys in Breaking Bad laying on the pile of money. Now just add another 1,000 of those. That's fucked up. Anyways, man, this one got me hot. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please share. Please like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, I'll be back shortly with another one. I will do a more current events video, but this has just been weighing on my heart, as they say, and I've needed to just let it fucking rip. And so that's what this is. So thank you again. Like, comment, subscribe, kiss your significant other, call your parents, hug your brother, sister. I don't have siblings, but yeah. Anyways, thank you.